All right, what is up, everybody? Welcome into today's edition of In the Game. I am your host, Hustle, and as always, we're going to be diving into the markets. And yes, altcoins have been bleeding over the weekend. And I mean, we saw a lot of panic in this market. And look, a lot of stuff going on across the world, politically, war-wise, etc. But his history tells us these are great times to buy, especially pre-having all of this happening. For the market's perspective, it seems like a perfect storm brewing to be able to take advantage of the DCAs that are at our fingertips. And there's so many different opportunities out there right now. We're going to narrow down a few that I'm really laser focused on. But all in all, I think there's great buys across the market right now. It's going to be a short and sweet one. I'm headed out to Dubai for Token 2049 with all the banter, guys. So let's jump in the game. And as always, before we get started, guys, with all the alpha, like and subscribe to the video. Really helps us out. Get this in front of more crypto gaming and AI token enthusiasts like yourself as well. Shout out to all of our sponsors here on In the Game. We have Vulcan Forge, Ultra, Dreams Quest, Game Starter, NordVPN, Funtico, Moon Tropica, Reality Metaverse, Xverse, and Pika Moon. So shout out to all of our sponsors. And if you missed out, we had Pika Moon on the show on Saturday as well. Check that out after the show if you are looking for more of that crypto gaming alpha that you get right here on In the Game. And let's jump into it. I mean, the market, some of these altcoins are seeing nice bounces. I checked into my portfolio tracker today and it looks a lot better than it did a couple days ago. Let's just say that because, you know, we had a pretty bad week as far as some of these altcoins, right? Like just a lot of these tokens have been beaten over the head with a hammer at this point in time. Just so many 40, 30, 25% dips. And it really begs the question, you know, what is the move in the market right now? Should you be taking profits? Should you be selling everything in your stack and with the war talks that are going on? Is this the time to exit your position? Is the bull run over? Well, the bull run's definitely not over. Let's just get right into that. Like, what is happening in the market right now? It's not manipulation. These are real issues going on across the landscape, but really markets are going to react negatively to this type of thing. But Bitcoin and cryptocurrency was made to combat times like this. Like, it's as the book is called, hard money that you can't F with. That is Bitcoin. That is crypto in totality. So whenever there's hardships, whenever there's things going on out there, crypto is actually the one thing that you could hedge against these types of things. And personally, I think there's great DCAs out there. There's not many better days to buy crypto than this was on Saturday when we saw the huge dips across the market. But right now, still today, this stands because the market, I think we're around, let's go look at 60. I think we're like 62, 63K right now for Bitcoin. I think right now is a great time to be stacking up these altcoins when you see after a big run up, you see these 30, 40, 50% dips. I'm seeing so much fear and so much capitulation and people feeling like they bought the top. But guys, this is not even close to what we're going to see this cycle. It makes no sense for people to be capitulating and paper handing their bags at this point in time. There's war talks. It's pre-halving. If you study what's happened in the past, when these events have occurred, I said to grab your nuts and buy. No leverage, spot buys, be a big brain, and don't fold your cards heading into the final table of the World Series of Poker here. That's the analogy I'm going to make. Look, you've done all of this work to stack up your chips leading into this. Don't get shaken out right before we head into the final table and you're up against all the other top dogs trying to take profit in this market, right? And it's another thing too. We preach a lot here on In the Game about taking profits. And I see a lot of fear on the timeline. Oh, my bag did this, but now it's back down at my entry. But that's why we scale profits around these things, right? Like we've had a lot of great calls. We've had a lot of big wins on this channel throughout the bottoms to the top of the market. And the one thing that keeps us sane during these dips is not being 100% in the market. And the liberty of that is when your tokens multiply, you scale out some profits. That way you have capital to play with on days like this. So I know a lot of people are like, Hustle, it's too early to take profit. But when you take profit on bags, it gives you more opportunities on days like these. So what are the projects with some of the strongest metrics and updates recently that I think are great DCAs? First and foremost, Beam. Super and Beam are my two. Look, Ronin, fantastic, and I love Ronin. I just think that it's not a capped upside, but I don't know. I think Ronin has so much upside in this cycle. And honestly, IMX is fantastic, but they would rank lowest on my priorities of buying as far as infrastructure because of how large the market cap is already. I'd be looking at Beam, Super, and Ronin. Not necessarily in that order, but that would be the three hardcore infrastructure projects that I'd be stacking here. Also, Avalanche. I think Avalanche is getting pretty cheap, but Build on Beam is an Avalanche subnet, and it has more than 3 million transactions. The network's just a couple months old. That's pretty impressive. I think a lot of people underestimate what is going on the Beam chain. And I'm very bullish on Beam. Let's go take a look here at the market cap, around a 1.4 billion. This thing got up to 4 cents, guys. So if we look here, 1 year, yeah, we got all the way up to 4 cents. Now we're back down below 3 cents. I think it's a great accumulation. Low downside, very high upside. I think Super below $1. You can't get a bigger steal than this. It's under 500 million market cap. I think this one hits $10 billion market cap. That's my prediction. $5 to $10 billion market cap is not out of the question with everything going on underneath the hood at Superverse. So I would definitely be looking at Superverse for DCA potential right now alongside Beam in that infrastructure category. Let's get into individual games and studio projects. I think Wilder World, I mean, look at the price the price action here. We went from 50 cents all the way up to $1.20, and now we're sitting at 83 cents, but nothing's changed. And the updates that they've brought to market are just absolutely incredible, in my opinion. Like, being a follower long time of this project and a long time investor, I've seen every step of the way. Wilder World has added nothing but quality to their ecosystem. I think this is an unjustified dip. That's a 33% pullback from its recent high. So I think Wilder World is a great buy, as well as Citus. Citus is back under 1 cent, and these guys just announced an awesome luxury partnership. They have an exclusive partnership here with Frank Mueller, the watch brand. And as we see here, the Encrypto watch, this thing looks incredible. And actually, they're going to be doing, as you see, they're the official gaming partner of Frank Mueller, the Swiss luxury watchmaker. We created the most advanced Web3 Telegram-based event with a $250,000 prize pool. The luxury brand boxes, the sales of the boxes are closed, and it is time to actually open the boxes. So this is pretty cool as far as partnerships, luxury branding goes. And it does go to show you, like, Citus, they're in the trenches. They have so many connections across the gaming space, across real world business. They're out in Dubai. The moves that they're making, I couldn't be more bullish. And I mean, they have that virality. They have that KOL support across the industry. We look at this year chart. Like, these are the dips we've been waiting for, guys. Look at this thing right here. We got up to 1.3 cents, 1.4 cents. We're talking about another 33% pullback since recent highs. $85 million market cap. Very bullish as far as Citus goes. Now let's get down the ladder here and get more into low market cap stuff. I did want to point out, and I did point out last week on the show on Friday, alongside these in the individual game niche, I think Crown. Look at this. I mean, Crown is under $1 now. Absolutely unreal. And I don't understand this dip at all heading into the Derby. 2 weeks ago, this was almost $2. And now you're getting a 50% discount. But here's the thing about crypto, guys. The thing about crypto is people liked it at $1.80. They hated it 90 cents for whatever reason, right? But 90 cents, this is where you should be absolutely stacking your bag heading into the Kentucky Derby. So perfect example of a token. Like, so many people are scared to pull the trigger, but we isolated so many coins at the bottom of the market and rode them up. Why? The one thing I was consistently saying on these shows was the fact that when people start saying oh, we're going lower, we're doing this, I'm bearish, recession this, and inflation that. It's like, okay, you're scared to buy. This is the time to buy. And that's exactly where we're at right now. People are frightened as far as the geopolitical climate out there. And I think that if you like, I'll say it again, if you liked Crown at $1.80, you should absolutely love it below $1. Let's get into some studio plays here that I really like. We have 𝗓𝗄, who, I mean, the developments they're bringing through the door, especially at their market cap. Let's scroll down here. Let's find 𝗓𝗄 back below 10 cents, $26 million market cap for this studio infrastructure launcher that 𝗓𝗄 has brought to the table. New partnerships this month would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 new games coming to the 𝗓𝗄 app. We also have new listings and staking. They bridged over to Ethereum. They launched a new website. They have the AI roadmap, so adding AI into their ecosystem. They had a Binance AMA. They had updates from Creonia, Slime Haven, and Arcade Fest. So a lot of different updates coming through the door for 𝗓𝗄. Definitely one of my favorite projects underneath the $30 million market cap threshold. I think that is absolutely dirt cheap. As well as I think this one is getting way too cheap as far as market cap goes. 𝗏𝗏, these two projects, what they have in common, super quality games, even more conviction within their communities. Stuff like this, Moon Tropica, and like I said, like Domi Online, their communities are so loyal and vocal and all over social media. And I definitely think that as far as like if you're going for more like DGen game investments, I think Kata, Domi, as well as Moon Tropica are the three you should be narrowing in on in this market. You can see here, like this isn't a meme coin. The 𝗍𝗓 throws so many people off, but this is not a meme coin. The gameplay here actually looks spectacular. I've played it myself. I actually really enjoyed it. So I do think that Katana Inu as well. Let's find it here. Yep. $30 million market cap. Like these things are just getting so cheap in the market currently that, I mean, look at playable games, $11 million market cap. Some of these things have just been smashed in this altcoin dump that we've seen recently. And I don't see justification in why. Like, it's the same thing here, like Decimated. They've done nothing but positive developments. But over the week's time, we're talking about a 20% dip. Over the month's time, we're talking about a 34% dip on Decimated, which, to be honest, they're working very closely with Solana to blow this thing up. It's one of the best looking games out there that's actually playable in this market currently, and so many people just overlook it. So I think that there's a lot of opportunities out there in the gaming market as well as the AI side. I like Blender, Balance AI, and 𝗨𝗚. Those are my 3 AI buys as of today. And if you want to add a real world asset play to your stack, I would go with Mantra. Mantra just flipped and became one of the biggest real world assets projects in the space. And as you see here, it's the one coin still green across all 3 of these. Study strength in the times where the market is dipping, because these projects that withstand the pressure around the dump and everything going on in the market are the ones that are going to rip the hardest whenever we turn back around. And we saw this in the bear. A lot of the projects that were just strong holding those prices, they catapulted when the market turns around. This thing was recently above $1. I like Mantra a lot and definitely is my top real world asset play. So just to sum it up, I really like Beam, Citus, 𝗓𝗄, Katana Inu, Blender, Balance AI, 𝗨𝗚, as well as Moon Tropica. I think Mantra is a fantastic buy as far as real world assets go. I also really like Superverse and Crown in this current market, and Domi Online. Those would be the ones I've isolated today. The biggest dips, the highest value, the loyal communities. And I think that these are going nowhere. And I think you have still a great chance to have 10, 20x upsides on these tokens. And honestly, I recently did these tier lists and these tokens were all priced higher. So if we thought they could do a 10x at those prices, they can probably do a 15 to 20x after these 30% pullbacks. So guys, These are the ones I'm isolating, and I think you should have your eyes on. Let me know in the comments what you're DCAing in this dip. And then quickly, shout out to the Arcade team. This is a team I've been working closely with, seeing what they've been building for multiple years. The 𝗥𝗘𝗔𝗟𝗓 token is now live on KuCoin, trading at about 15 cents. So congratulations to this team. I was an early investor here. And like I said, I've been working with these guys for a while. It's awesome to see their vision coming to life. We also have AI Arena announcing that Mint Pass holders have an airdrop at TGE. I think the N token, it was the NRN token. Now it is just the N token. I think that this one's going to be one of the biggest AI gaming plays of this year. So definitely gear up for the AI Arena token. And then shout out to our sponsors here before we get out of here. We have Vulcan Forge doing their public sale for Rebel Cars. Rebel Cars looks fantastic. Honestly, it looks like the sharpest game that Vulcan Forge has launched to date. You can get your Rebel Car allocation using USDT on Polygon, Ethereum, or Elysium. It's first come, first serve, and you can get started here at launchpad.elysiumchain.tech. So check this out if you want some exposure to an early project. Vulcan's going to be pushing this hard, and I'm already bullish on Vulcan Forged. I think this is the best product we've seen in their ecosystem so far. So go check this out over in the Vulcan ecosystem. We have Reality Metaverse launching for their Genesis collection. You can now stake your rewards, hold NFTs, and you get higher multipliers. Every week, there's an increase in the multipliers. So this is pretty cool. They're going to have their staking system going live for those Genesis NFTs. And Reality Metaverse, it's like Pokemon Go for landmarks. It's a really cool project. I've actually, since they came on as a sponsor, done a deep dive, and it's really cool what they've put together over there. So shout out to Reality Metaverse. We have 𝗠𝗘𝗥𝗬𝗣𝗅. I think people are overlooking this ecosystem, kind of like an infrastructure studio style play. Link down below in the description to check out more about 𝗠𝗘𝗥𝗬𝗣𝗅. But they just launched their light paper. They have the TICO tokenomics. They're going to be doing an airdrop. They have upcoming games, tournaments, prizes. They give over everything that they're doing on a platform level. So big shout out to 𝗠𝗘𝗥𝗬𝗣𝗅. And they're still so under the radar, only 11,000 on Twitter. I would highly recommend go follow, go check them out, and definitely be ready for their tournaments. What they're doing is really cool. And then last but not least, as mentioned, we had Pikamoon on the show on Saturday, one of our sponsors here. And I mean, it's pretty cool to just see their in-person studio here. A lot of people in crypto, especially the gaming studios, they don't have these types of things, right? They don't have in-house staff. They don't have developers working on every facet of the game. Some do, the legit projects do, but a lot of them are just remote teams putting stuff together, see what sticks. It's just more of a smorgasbord of development, but they have their full development team in-house here. And I have to say that means a lot to me, just seeing the camaraderie and seeing what's being put together as far as product goes. So big shout out to all of our sponsors. And look, at the end of the day, today's a great day to buy. And this is why you scale out of the market. If you scaled out some of your 10Xs in the market, you had some dry powder to scoop after there was a 50% dip on some of the other projects that you feel like you missed. And look, I don't want to hear the comments. If you missed this big run up for the last 6 months, this is the time to stack those bags, because we had sort of a black swan event with this whole war thing that happened. Okay. Take advantage of it. And be ready to diamond hand those bags heading into the cycle, because we have seen nothing yet as far as the bull market. This is just getting started, and I'm loading up my bags for everything that's taken a dip on this recent dip. So guys, like the video, subscribe. I will be back later this week, as always, with another video. Help us push to that 100K mark. We are so close. Tell a friend where you're getting all your crypto gaming alpha, and we'll see you on the next one. As always, play well, my friends.